Hello and welcome back to Realm of Thrones, and if you would like to check out the mod, there is a link in the description, and as stated previously, this is still a work in progress, so any bugs and all that stuff, you know what that means. It's going to be fixed in the future, and yeah, there's actually going to be a new version coming soon, which I'm very excited about, because apparently there are a lot of improvements, a lot of updates, and I really cannot wait to see what they're planning. Because it's very clear from the scope of this entire map. I mean, really, I can't even show you the whole map in just one zoom out, but it's immense. It's absolutely immense, and the team behind it are doing a great job. Anyway, we are now going to be attacked by a bunch of deserters. So let's see what we can do here. Oh yeah, by the way, I did attempt to incorporate Server Soldier, because here's the thing. I actually thought that it was already implemented in the mod, like with previous mods that I've played in Bannerlord, where they've had other mods already in the game files, and I didn't need to install them separately. But apparently there is a little bit of a incompatibility with Server Soldier. I think it does work, by the way. It does work, but there are some things associated with it that might be a little bit rough, so that's the reason why I'm not using it right now. You can use it, by the way, you can use it, but it is it's under your own your own discretion. You can basically decide to do it or not, either way, whatever you want to do. But for me personally, because this is a series, I'm just gonna play it safe, and we're just not going to use that for the moment. I did actually try it out in my off-screen time, and suffice it to say, well, you're supposed to do it at the very start of the game, in my opinion, because if you have a little bit of money, what I experienced is that when you join the army, so for example, I joined someone from the Crown Lands, or something, I don't know, I didn't recognize the name, but I basically just joined this guy randomly because I wanted to see how it would actually react. Because I've never used, as I say, as I said in the first episode, I've never used Server Soldier ever before, and it was always a big disappointment to me because it's such a cool mod, right? Being able to, become a soldier in some lord's, some lord's party, that's going to be a lot of fun, right? And yeah, it would have been fun as well, but from what I can tell, you really do need to do those things, or enlist as a soldier, very early on in your playthrough. Because if you don't do that, what I experienced might happen to you as well, I'm not entirely sure, but basically I had around 3,600 gold. I joined this party, and then all my gold was gone, because they absorbed my my gold from for the wages of the of the party, I assume. I don't actually know. And then they started to give me a daily wage after that. So I'm not sure whether that's a bug or whether that's just something that you need to watch out for. In other words, you need to do it at the very start, like I said. Or if we were really down on our luck, we could always join someone then. What I did see, though, is that there are some very cool things that you can participate in. So, for example, you can do guard duty, you can cook meals, you can do a wide variety of other activities, and they will give you passive benefits to various skills. So having Serve as Soldier installed could be really, really cool if you can actually make it work with your current money situation. Because for me, as I say, it didn't really work as smoothly as I would have liked. Let's just say that. Anyway, we've got a new hat. Yes, got a new hat. Didn't really do much for me. This fellow has a new hat and some new boots as well, which is quite nice. We didn't actually get anything else from this, so I'm just gonna sell everything here. We're going to get 263. That's perfectly fine. And I've got 5,300. What I'm actually going to try to do, I'm not sure if this is really going to be a good idea, but what I'll try to do is I might try to get a workshop or a caravan up and running. But as I've said before, I'm not a big fan of the workshops in Bannerlord. I feel like sometimes they can be completely useless and you've just spent 15,000 on pretty much nothing, and other times they can be kind of useful, but still a little bit disappointing most of the time. So that's a bit of an issue. Anyway, ooh, hello there. Looters, come to me, sir. Thank you. Okay, so wait a minute. How much do I need? I need another... Whoa, okay. We need a lot of renown. Yeah, we need a lot of renown right here. So let's see what I can do. All right, so the best thing that I have found so far to earn renown is literally to do tournaments, obviously, as you might expect, to do tournaments, and also to do tasks. I feel like tasks, considering we now have a much larger army, we might actually even be able to participate in some tasks that are more difficult this time around, because in the previous episode we really just didn't have the army that would be capable of actually doing something like escorting a caravan, or, you know, something along those lines. That's obviously going to be really, really useful for us. I have heard some things as well about some of the weapon types in the game, or in the mod itself, and I gotta say, I'm actually now partially thinking that maybe we'll do a little bit of two-handed action as well, because there is a two-handed weapon of some kind. I actually can't remember what it was called, but there's a two-handed weapon somewhere that is very, very fun to use. So I'm thinking, hey, maybe, you know what? Maybe we'll go ahead and do that. Maybe we will just get that weapon just so that I can show it to you and we can see exactly how fun it actually is, because as I say, this mod is just going all out. They are going all out with pretty much everything, and I just can't wait to explore any number of different things. I'd love to be able to do some sieges as well. I'd love to be able to use some of these other weapon types and everything, and that's hopefully going to provide us with a grand old time. Oh yes, a grand old time. Okay, so yeah, and I'm actually not sure. Yeah, I guess I will take these. Whoa, that's some actually really good experience gain right here. Okay, let's go for some infantry right there, some elite archers, some footmen, some more archers. I could go for some dragon riders, but I think I'm just going to go for man-at-arms. Or halberdiers, actually. Some people said that halberdiers are really good, so maybe I should go for them. I don't know. Let's go for a couple of them, and then we'll see what happens. I think I have actually... yeah, I have done the Borrowed Troops quest, which is actually fantastic. Let's send them back. We gained 2,400 for that, which is super nice. Very, very appreciative of that. And yeah, he doesn't need to upgrade anything at the moment. I took a pretty decent battering in that particular fight, so I'm probably going to need to regenerate myself a little bit here. But yeah, I would like to actually head into the Stormlands a little bit. Maybe we can do a couple of tournaments over there. Maybe try to increase our relation in and around this area. And we've actually seen a number of war declarations as well. I saw very specifically that Daenerys, you know, of the Targaryens, as you might expect. I mean, she's not very well known. Let's face it. You know, I'm obviously joking. Anyway, point is, she declared war against Lorath. I was very surprised to see that. But yeah, she declared war against that. And yeah, we are obviously going to possibly be meeting her at some point later on. And we can actually sell my stuff here as well, which is actually kind of cool. So maybe we should do that. Yeah, I guess that's all right. Yeah, so I'm also going to try to avoid those tasks for the moment, the ones that you know, grant access, because I'm not sure whether they're just generally going to be a little bugged, because we did have a bit of an issue with that in the previous episode. But that's, again, I really don't care about those kinds of things. If there's a bug here and there, you know, it's still under development, so, you know, don't worry about that. Anyway, let's actually go ahead and do one of these. And as I've said multiple times before in various other series... No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get the... I do want to get a caravan, but no, I'm actually going to be doing the Escort Merchant Caravan mission. This is one of the best missions that you can do in general, because you're going to be gaining so much money in the form of prisoners, loot. You're going to be getting experience. You're going to be just basically getting every single thing that you could want. Otherwise, we do have a focus point to spend. What do I want to spend it in? Well, I could go for some athletics. I could go for some more throwing skill. I do need to buy some thrown weapons, so maybe that would be a good idea. All right. Let's go for charm, actually. Shall we? Should we go for charm? I mean, generally, here's the thing. If I'm going to be going for charm, it kind of makes sense for me to do that, because I'm obviously going to need to have charm at some point in the future. And also the fact that we have more focus points in it and we are doing a lot of tasks right now kind of makes sense. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And now let's just wait for him to come out. There we go. All right, we're going to be traveling to Volon Theres. Oh, wait a minute. That is across the sea. Oh, okay. Oh, no. This is actually... Okay, wait a minute. If we think about this objectively, maybe it's actually not bad. I was thinking to myself, this is actually kind of harsh because we're going to be traveling a very long distance away. I'm just going to very quickly stop off here, buy some much needed grain potentially, because you never know. We really do not want to be in a situation where we're out in the middle of... Oh, did I really just click on... Okay, thankfully this caravan's moving pretty slowly, but yeah, anyway. I'm just very much not wanting to be out in the middle of the ocean and have no food left over. You know what I mean? That's going to be super, super bad. So very, very thankful that we are able to move on here. Let's just lock more of these Dragonstone units. There we have it. I mean, just in case, you know, because sometime later on when we're inevitably going to be capturing some thieves, I mean, I can only hope that we're going to be capturing some thieves at least, we are then going to have those locked, and if we do end up rescuing a bunch of units, then it's going to be a great idea to be able to just, you know, keep a hold on those Dragonstone people. That's exactly what we want to do. All right, so I'm actually wondering... no, I'm still following him, okay, because I didn't see him, and I thought, oh, is it going to tell me that my target was lost? But no, thankfully, we do seem to have a pretty easy time following this fellow. How much speed does he have? He's got a pretty decent speed. Yeah, that actually reminds me, I feel like I should probably get a scouting companion. So if we do come across someone that has a good amount of scouting, I don't think we actually have that right now with Mr. Sand right here. Does he have scouting? No, he has 0 in scouting. So yes, he's going to be, well, almost useless when it comes to that. Actually, indeed, very useless because he has 0. So... that's not really going to be very useful for me. And the one thing that I gotta say, I'm super surprised we have not been attacked. I was definitely thinking that we would be attacked quite soon. And we are paying money every single day, which is partially the reason why I personally prefer weekly wages, like they were in Warband, in comparison to daily wages. Because daily wages... you have a constant drain on your resources, absolutely constant drain. And if you have a weekly wage, it's a little bit easier to manage. And in general, I feel like it makes a bit more sense, but oh well, never mind, you know. Yeah, it's just how it is, you know, it's just how it is. But I prefer the weekly wage because in that case, it would, I mean, how long has it been actually since we've taken this task? Has it been, it's been like 4 or 5 days, hasn't it? I think it's been quite a while. And in that case, we would not have been spending almost, what, 1,400 or something like that? 1,200? I don't know. But yeah, we have not been attacked once. How far away is this place? Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, it is so far away. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, Daenerys has now decided to make peace with Lorath. Okay, that was a very short-lived war. All right, I don't have a problem with that too much. But it's going to be actually pretty interesting to see what happens over time and what kind of factions start to emerge as the stronger out of all of them. Because obviously we have these very classic characters of legend, basically, and they're all vying for control over, you know, the entirety of the world. And, well, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see which faction comes out on top. Let's just say that. Anyway, oh, we finally got attacked. Okay, that is real funny. All right, here we go. Yeah, so the enemy is a bunch of raiders, and we are in the, is this the desert? It seems like snow-covered desert or something like that. Anyway, yeah, so let's actually see what we can do here. I will probably just allow my forces just to do whatever they want to do. I don't should I just tell them to auto-delegate? Yeah, I'm just going to tell them to auto-delegate because, let's face it, these fellows are all on horseback anyway. Oh, that was a nice hit from us right there. Okay, super surprised I was able to do that because as I said in the previous episode, I'm very bad at one-handed one-handed mounted combat. Don't know why, but I just kind of am, so hopefully I'm going to get a little bit better over the course of the series. Let me see what I can do here, though. It seems like I'm actually hitting some people. Not bad. Unfortunately, they do have more HP than I would like, but yeah, we're not doing too badly. If I can just continue leveling up my one-handed, eventually we're going to have a lot of it, and it's going to be super fast for us to swing, and we're going to do a lot more damage and everything. It's going to be a whale of a time. Oh yes, indeed. And I just need to make sure... Oh, yes, there we go. That's the kind of thing I want to see. I want to see those big damage, you know, 75 plus hits every single time, please. Thank you very much. That would be wonderful, Elias, wouldn't it? Oh yes, it would. Oh, hello, sir. I'm just going to slow down a little bit and try and slash you, sir. Oh, no, okay, apparently not. What is this guy doing? Oh, he ran away. All right. Oh, I thought I really got that fellow. Oh, well, never mind. Yeah, so what I'm actually also going to do is I'm going to be looking for a really long-reaching one-handed weapon. That's going to be something that I am going to prioritize above pretty much everything else, because if I can actually get something that is kind of good in that regard, we're gonna be real nice. You know, everything's gonna be working out super nicely for us at that point. Okay, so let's actually just do what do we want here? More infantry, I suppose. Elite archers. We can go for, yeah, so now look at this. You can actually go for Casterly rock units as well. You can see that right there. I actually don't know if there's any difference in them. Yeah, there is a small difference from what I can tell. Yeah, there is a small difference. So that's actually pretty cool. And they obviously changed their armor and their horse and all that sort of thing. I'm actually just going to be continuing to go for infantry, I believe. So that's exactly what we're going to do. House guards, nice. Very much appreciate those. And we're going to go for... Should we go for some more halberdiers or should we go for some more man-at-arms? I'm thinking more man-at-arms for the moment, mostly because they are going to be able to defend against archers. And I don't believe the halberdiers... Oh, no, wait. They do have shields. They do have shields, but what do they come equipped with? No, this is a two-handed, so they're going to have that on their back. They do also have an axe, so if they want to, they can switch to that, but obviously, most of the time, they're probably not going to do that. They're probably just going to run around straight into archers, as they do, you know, as the Bannerlord AI tends to do. They very much do that. Otherwise, there we go. Good amounts of loot. And I very badly need it, because that's 665 gold that I just paid for upgrades of our units, and hopefully we're going to be able to make it to the town and then get attacked again. Can they... actually, I would prefer it if they would just attack me straight away. Can they just attack me again? No? Oh. Well, that's somewhat sad, isn't it? Okay, well, we're just going to go in here nevertheless, and I'm just going to sell a bunch of stuff, because 712 gold. Bear in mind, I've already spent much over this in comparison to, you know, a shorter journey. It's actually kind of shocking how much money we've already spent. Ooh, Thammaskin steel is so much? Okay, we're going to sell that. Thank you very much. Where did I get that from, by the way? I have no idea where I got the Thermoskein steel from, but anyway, we're going to be purchasing a couple more grain. Let's get some cheese, even though it's super expensive, but let's just get that. And we'll then sell our prisoners. Oh, hello there, sir. Do you have any scouting skill? Yes, you do. All right, why not? Let's get him. Let's get him. All right, here we go. Oh, you're super cheap too. Okay, yes, please join me. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is actually perfect. This is actually very good, because him joining us is going to give us some much needed scouting skill. Hopefully he's taken the skills that I actually want him to take. Obviously I did tick the auto allocate, you know, auto allocate party member skills and everything, but yeah, you don't have to do that if you want a little bit more control over things. So let's actually have a look at his scouting skill. He has, yeah, he actually took what I like. Okay, perfect. 5% movement speed bonus during nighttime. That is wonderful. Also, 2% movement speed bonus on steppes and plains. I much prefer that. And a 5% movement speed bonus on deserts and dunes. Wow, he has literally just taken the best perks from the scouting tree, in my opinion. Obviously, you can disagree if you want to, but for me personally, I think this is great. And we also have the roguery skill here. Unfortunately, this is only the party leader that this has that this affects, unfortunately, so he's not really going to be providing us with any additional loot, which is kind of sad. I really feel like roguery should be kind of like a party skill or something, rather than a party leader skill, but who am I to say? You know, who am I to say? I think it would be nice to have, you know, a companion that actually provides you with more loot, rather than you having to do it yourself. Wow, they actually threw 2 raider parties at us right here. Okay. Well, I'm leveling up my one-handed. Oh, I should have actually gone into... Oh, I should have gone into the marketplace like I wanted to. Oh, well. Never mind, never mind. Okay, so what does this guy actually have? He's got some pretty decent... does he have decent one-handed? Yeah, he's actually got some pretty decent one-handed skill. We could also... You know what? I'm just going to give him to the archers, because he has more bow skill than I do, I believe, doesn't he? Yeah, he has 100 in bows. He's actually like a... I don't know, jack of all trades, master of none kind of guy, because he's got 100 in pretty much everything, with the exception of tactics, leadership, and riding. So, yeah, that's actually kind of impressive if you think about it. Anyway, we're just going to once again do a nice little auto-delegate. That seems to have actually worked rather nicely before. We ended up only losing, what, one unit or something like that, so that's not really too bad. Seems like my forces are actually playing things a little bit more... okay, what's going on with this guy? Do you need some help, sir? Oh, he's stuck by the donkey. The donkey is making him... There we go, there we go. I freed him from his donkey prison. Okay, there we go. Ah, that was funny. All right. Fellows, would you actually come over here and actually start fighting? I don't even know what they're doing. They seem to just be getting the height advantage, I guess. They're just trying to get up on the hill here to try and make it so that the enemy is just that little bit slower, I suppose? Yeah, I guess that's kind of what they were attempting to do. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so maybe I can just do a little bit of damage here and there, passing them by. Yes, horse archers. Yes, good luck me. Good luck. I'm going to have a big difficulty actually locking any of these people down. I'm actually just going to go for a charge, actually. I'm going to go for a charge. I feel like that is probably going to make a bit more sense than them just standing there waiting for the horse archers to completely murder them, which is pretty likely to happen. Nice. Nice. Okay, yes. We need all the damage we can get. Any damage, even. I don't even mind if I do 20 damage or something like that, as long as I'm doing some. That is all I really want to do. Because it just means that anyone else from my party can actually just, you know, hit one of these guys once, and then they're probably eliminated. And that's exactly what we want, you know? We want them to just be eliminated as fast as possible, and I don't really mind if I get the killing blow or anything like that, even though it can actually provide me with some pretty significant experience gains. But these are literally just bandits, so it's highly unlikely that I'm going to be getting a massive amount for this in comparison to eliminating like a, I don't know, tier 6 unit by myself, for example. We seem to be doing quite nicely though, all things considered. Look at that. That was some pretty nice damage we were able to do with our one-handed there. I'm actually kind of surprised that this is the starter sword as well. So bear that in mind, you know, we're actually still working with the sword that we gained at the very beginning. Oh, nice hit, Mr. Sand. Very nice. Look at that. That was very good. Okay, so we're actually getting some decent renown as well for all these fights. And we got some additional prisoners too. And look at how much experience we're gaining. Wow, this is pretty incredible. Okay, yeah, so we're just going to continue going for rangers here. Oh no, it's going to start eating me out of house and home, isn't it? Yes. Yeah. It's going to be one of those things where I literally just try and level up as best I can, and then I end up having no money whatsoever to pay the wages. So I really should stop leveling them up, but I am a stupid person at times, so I generally tend to do that a little bit too often, but it's just because I'm excited, you see. I'm excited about getting those level ups and wanting to make the most of it. So let's see whether we can actually do that. Okay, this fellow definitely needs a huge amount of things. Wait a minute, he didn't even have a weapon? Are you serious? Who doesn't have a weapon? Who doesn't have a weapon in ESSOS? I mean, are you serious? Come on now. I don't even know. Maybe he swore an oath of, you know, passivity or something like that. Maybe he's just... I have no idea why you wouldn't have a sword in this land. I mean, it's literally a land of, well, lawlessness, kind of, sort of. Yeah, sometimes. Anyway, we have a perk to spend in the one-handed tree. So let's have a look here. Your one-handed weapon damage is increased by 5% while mounted. Useless! I mean, I think it's useless. Anyway, we're going to be taking Shield Bearer. In my opinion, this is much better. And we have one more focus point to spend. So what are we going to go for? Well, I still want to level up thrown weapons, so I'm probably going to go for another point in that. Or medicine skill. The problem with speccing more into medicine skill is that I could potentially find a companion that can do that better than me. And I am going to continue putting another focus point in medicine, but I also need to level up engineering too, so do bear that in mind. So we'll see what happens with that. And now they're going into another battle against some raiders. Alright, I did say that I wanted to fight two of them at the same time, and this is exactly what we're getting. Alright, so my my companions are currently unable to fight, which is not exactly good, is it? No, this is not exactly good. Okay, yeah, so they're going to do the same thing again by the looks of things. We're going to be running back here and waiting on this little sand dune. I'm not sure how effective this really is, to be honest. Although, actually, if you think about it, this is actually not even entirely bad. Although, personally, for me, I feel like my units would do a lot better if they stood around about where I am here. Because what that does is if the enemy goes behind the sand dune, they can't then shoot them from the other side, because the sand dune is protecting them from that. So that's the only reason why I would change their positioning slightly. But yeah, who knows? Maybe they're doing it for some other reason. But we're gonna see if I can maybe eliminate some people here too. Oh, we're getting decent damage. I'm actually feeling a little bit more confident in my abilities here. The only issue is that we're just not doing enough damage. I mean, we are hitting them, but we're just doing very minuscule amounts so far, which is a bit sad. But well, I mean, what can you do, right? What can you do? Sometimes you just kind of have to deal with it. See, I mean, look at that. 61 damage, but not enough to kill. And oh my, this guy is literally taking hits like candy. I don't even understand. Oh wow, he's very low in HP though. He is extremely low in HP. So just one stray arrow needs to fly his way, and then we are going to be seeing a wonderful little death on his part. That would be nice. But it seems like, oh wow, okay, they're just running into me randomly now, which is actually kind of nice. That is making things a little bit easier for me. You know, maybe I should use a pole. No, I can't use a polearm. Don't use a polearm. Don't use a polearm. See, now that's the thing. if I was thinking, you know, a bit more with a bit more adaptation, shall we say, then I would probably end up using a polearm in this series, because let's face it, there's a huge amount of mounted combat that we can do, and that there are a lot of enemies that are going to be fighting you with mounts, and they're going to be running very quickly indeed, and using a spear in these kinds of situations would probably make all the sense. But yeah, as I said to you, I kind of wanted to use a one-handed. I haven't used one in such a long time. That's the only reason why I'm being stubborn about it, you know. I just haven't used it in a long time, so it would be kind of fun to get a little bit better at it. Nice. Those are the kinds of hits that I really, really like, because it feels like you're not gonna make it. You know what I mean? It feels like the enemy is gonna hit you first, and then you just manage to hit him, and it's just, oh yeah, that's just so good. You know, it's one of those feelings where you feel like you just barely missed the Grim Reaper's scythe. You know, it was just coming down on your neck, and then all of a sudden, boom, you just get out the way. You know, it's that kind of thing. Anyway, yeah, my forces should be able to eliminate that last fellow. Oh wow, not before we lost another unit. Yeah, wonderful, isn't it? Anyway, we ended up only losing 3 units, which is not entirely bad, and we've got to also bear in mind that even if we do lose people, this is not terrible, because if we do lose people, it just means that I have to pay less wages, and in the end, I might actually have to get rid of some high-tier units in the process, because otherwise they're just going to, as I said before, just completely drain me of all resources, which is definitely something that we have to be a bit aware of. Let's see, is that the end? No, that is not the end. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Okay, so we're just going to sell that 820, and I'm going to just go through my forces here. This guy actually needs some new gear. Yeah, I think we're pretty good. Okay, so thrown weapons. Like I said to you before, I really do want to get thrown weapons. Ooh, look at that. The noble bow. Yeah, I love this. Yeah, the noble bow is absolutely amazing. Super, super fun to use. Highly recommended. Anyway, we're not going to be going for that. We're going to be going for some horseman javelins, I think. So I will buy 2 of these, and then I will be using them from here on out. And I can hear some of you right now. I can hear you. Oh yes, facepalm. Because my, I don't know, my history with thrown weapons is a little bit mixed. Because sometimes I'm amazing with them and doing wonderfully. And then other times I, well, am not. So yes, we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, there's actually a tournament going on here. I'm not sure if I can really make this work, because I only have 43% HP, which is really, really bad. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do something about that. Mounted infantry, increased carry capacity. Ooh, better deal for buying and selling mounts. That generally would be good if you knew of a good trade route. That would be amazing for a good trade route, but I don't actually know any of the trade routes in this mod, so I'm probably going to just be taking nomadic traditions. So we can move a little bit faster, just a little bit. I'm actually wondering, do they have cheap horses here? Oh, their horses are actually much cheaper than they were in Westeros. So I'm thinking we're probably gonna buy another 10, I guess. Just spend another 500. That might be really, really bad for me to do that, but I'm gonna try it. And, okay, oh, they're traveling to... Oh, yes, okay, they're traveling to Duskendale, are they? Ah, yeah, okay. This is very far away. I sold my prisoners, right? Yeah, I sold my prisoners. I sold everyone that I could. Yeah, that is pretty much all there is to it. Okay, so now all we need to do is we need to make our way over to Duskendale, and once again, crossing the sea. Oh my, we might have some issues. Alright, so we've got a tournament going on here. 2 lords are present. I'm actually really wanting to do this, mostly because we then have the ability to kind of fund the next portion of our journey. I really am taking a bit of a risk here as well, because my caravan that I'm attempting to protect has moved on. They are further away from us than we would possibly like. So we are now going to have some issues catching up with them potentially. So let's just see if I can do some damage with my thrown weapons here, try and get a little bit of experience with them as well. Oh yeah, I remember how to use these now. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to be a little bit careful with this fellow. A Valentine Bowman apparently is very good with melee. Not entirely sure how that is, but anyway, let's just see if I can do some damage here. Nice, look at that, 61 damage. Can we get some more? What? Did you see that? It went right through his head. Okay. I must have just grazed his hood or something like that. That was interesting. Okay, well, whatever the case, let's move on. Okay, I can only hope that we are going to be getting relatively similar equipment every single time. And I'm very much hoping that I'll be able to eliminate the highly armored unit before we are... well, before we are outnumbered. That's the one thing that I am super worried about in these rounds here. Okay, yeah, we're not really going to be getting a huge amount of money now, but maybe I can sell the helmet if I don't use it. I mean, I think I'm probably going to end up using it, so maybe I don't really need to worry about it too much, but there you go. Alright, that was nicely done, ESSOS veteran archer. Very nice indeed. Okay, so we are now up against him. And then I'm going to have to very quickly catch up to my caravan, because as I said, I had to actually wait a little bit of time for it to turn to daytime so that I could even participate in this tournament. So there you go, 1600 for us. We did get a helmet. I believe the helmet is pretty good for me to wear. So I'm thinking I might either sell it, or let's actually see how much it is. Oh, it's 1,000. I'm gonna have to sell it, unfortunately. I think it's necessary, possibly. So I'm just gonna be selling everything, 2,900 from that, and now we can make our way over here because my caravan, I believe, is in this direction. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Let me actually just click on this, because then we're gonna go the same route as the caravan, and hopefully I'm fast enough to be able to catch up. If I'm not fast enough, then I will fail, but at least we did complete another tournament. There's a tournament here at Pentos as well. Oh, maybe I should have done that too? I don't think I have the time. Do I? Yeah, I don't think I have the time. Oh well, never mind. Let's hope that I catch up with the caravan before it gets attacked. There we go. We caught up with the caravan just before it went into Duskendale. That's absolutely fantastic. Oh, never mind. They just gave me 8,000. All right. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. And we have now also received a message by Courier, who is offering us a contract as a mercenary. Ooh, okay, I'm actually very interested about this. Let me actually see what's going on here. Okay, hello there. The Veil is offering you work as a mercenary, paying 161 gold per influence point that you would gain from fighting on their behalf. Do you accept? Yes, I do. There we go. Alright, yeah, that is exactly what we're going to do right here. Now, obviously, this basically means that I can earn a lot of money in a very short amount of time, and I don't really need to worry about too many things, because who are they actually at war against? Are they at war against someone from ESSOS? No? Okay, wait a minute. Well, this gives me a good opportunity to actually look at the kingdom screen. So let's actually have a look-see here. No. They're not actually at war against anyone. Well, that's interesting. Okay, that's very weird. I would have expected them to be at war against someone if they offered me a mercenary contract. That's very strange, but whatever the case, there's another sword up for grabs here, and we can definitely sell that for a decent price. So let's see what we can do, shall we? Okay, I've got crossbow once again. Not a big fan of this, obviously, but we'll try our best. Nice headshot to start things off. Pretty good. I should really just go into melee, shouldn't I? Yeah, I feel like I should just go into melee. I feel like it's completely useless for me to use my crossbow. It just does not enough damage. Even this fellow didn't even do that much damage against me. And I'm not wearing particularly good armor, so... Yeah, there we go. They're both dead. My green team is actually doing alright, surprisingly. Ooh, there we go. We actually did it. And there were a bunch of named units in here as well. So I'm actually pretty pleasantly surprised we were able to do this. And we are now... Oh my. Okay, yeah. Now there are no horses whatsoever. Let's just try and assist with these fellows. Usually what I'm going to do, you see, and this is another thing that I have a problem with in sieges. Usually I have a... I don't know, kind of like a preoccupation, like a, I don't know, a focus, way too much of an unhealthy focus on actually attempting to eliminate archers. And yeah, okay, usually that's a really good idea. Don't get me wrong, I think that's a great idea to try and eliminate the enemy, you know, enemy ranged units, because generally if you eliminate them, they're going to be doing very, very little amounts of damage in comparison to what they would normally. But the problem with them is that you're basically letting your own units die to the front line of the defense, and that can make even more of a difference to the overall health of your units in comparison to the archers. So that's exactly what I was attempting to do there, you see. I was attempting, or my mind was basically saying, hey, go over there to those archers, and I was thinking, no, we shouldn't go over to go over there to those archers, because if their infantry wins, I'm going to be up against 4 enemies in comparison to only 2. So yeah, that kind of thing, I don't know, I need to get used to that. Anyway, we are the winner. Yes, we are indeed the winner, and we can now go and sell that stuff. Let's actually sell this for 853. There we go. I'm actually at 13,000 now. Pretty significant amounts of cash. I am very, very surprised that the escort caravan mission gave me so much, but that just means that maybe we should do a couple more of those. That might be kind of fun. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.